most helpful book ever published will teach everyone how nature creates people's personalities, including the major flaws associated with personality. What is the meaning of major flaws? Well, unfortunately, and sadly to say, these are the natural occurring problems which repeat and are profoundly noticed in people's personality. They are permanent, natural occurring, flaws which show up causing difficulty with life. While you can only minimize them, they never vanish. You see, nature is known to be associated with flaws in many walks of life, and not only in personality but in other areas of life. For example, to name some, such as hurricanes or serious diseases or any flaw in life imaginable. Yes, even in personalities. These observed flaws, which anyone can observe for himself or herself, occur most often enough to consider them reliable trends. The most helpful book ever published will identify them for you, and these major flaws you will read about will give you the advantage of understanding the flaw patterns of people. When you learn about these flaws, you will be able to predict how a person is most likely to malfunction in their life. So what are these major flaws? For example, in one group of people with similar birth date ranges, it was consistently found that they all had difficulty with planning and organizing their life. This resulted in problems achieving their goals. It wasn't until they received assistance from outside sources that their life improved. Rather than attempting to plan and organize the goal themselves, they improved their life by reaching out for other sources of assistance, doing whatever it took, such as a hired professional, a book, a video, a tape, software, or anything that would help them to plan and organize. The biggest part of their problem was recognizing the fact that they had this flaw. You see, once you are aware of the major flaws, especially about the flaws you have yourself, you can counteract them, and help others to counteract them, giving you the advantage of perfecting your life. Remember this, there is one observation that was found for sure: no matter whom you are, everyone will have a major flaw. This is a reality in life that nobody can escape. The most helpful book ever published will help everyone to recognize the different flaw patterns which linger among people's personalities. This will result in a better understanding of why people have difficulty with life, especially yourself. So why does everybody have a major flaw? It would be best if they did not. However, if you observe everyone more closely, even through the generations, you will notice a reoccurring major flaw pattern that is similar to everyone belonging to a certain birth date range that never goes away. A major flaw that can cause serious obstructions in life. So how can this great work of literature help everyone to learn more about people's personalities? The core or body of this exciting material contains 8 chapters which describe and uncover the unique ways of how nature shapes us in a special way that improves your comprehension of understanding personalities to the point that you really can read people like a book, and in a way like never before. This means you will understand why people act and behave the way they do, with their unique habits all shaped by nature. You will learn about nature's personality factory that creates personalities similar to how an auto factory creates cars. 10 years went into writing this informative material. The official copyright was established and recorded in the United States in the year 2022. This is a very rare original work that can't be found anywhere else. The most helpful book ever published sets an example with the goal and desire to present a great work of quality material in a newly discovered science from the publishing industry to help others gain better health, wealth, and knowledge for a terrific future. This is a rare work that can't be found anywhere else. If you have a hobby or are a professional book collector or are thinking about starting a book collection, you can add value to your collection by collecting this first signature edition offered here. You don't have to read the whole book ever, because you will only be reading the sections which pertain to you, as this will be explained with very easy comprehension to see that you won't be reading with much labor at all, with mostly short readings. You only read what you need. This rare work of literature was written with the following strict guidelines, which were more difficult than any doctor program at any university. First, it must be a new scientific discovery that no mind has ever touched. Second, it must be non-fiction. Third, it must receive an official registration of copyright by the United States government. This book is certainly very informative, and you will learn fascinating concepts to understand people better. This means no more struggling in your life trying to guess what you are good at, who your best companion is, or what career you're cut out for. The entire book is designed for easy comprehension and is very simple. In fact, you won't be reading this material with much labor at all, with mostly short readings. Add the most helpful book ever published to your collection now. The entire book is designed for easy comprehension and is very simple. In fact, you won't be reading this material with much labor at all, with mostly short readings. Add the most helpful book ever published to your collection now. P.S. Thomas W. Anti searches on Google and Yahoo quickly finds you the most helpful book ever published.